Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very fortunate to have the association of His Grace Arjuna Sakha Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam. We will continue with Canto 5 and Chapter 4. Today's shloka will be shloka number 2 and 3. The chapter is titled as The Characteristics of Rishabhadeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna Arjuna Sakha Prabhu, over to you Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji, can you please turn on the video, Prabhuji? Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for confirmation.
Prabhuji, slokas you will be sharing, or you want me to share?
Yeah,
Prabhu?
let me share, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. You can go ahead, Prabhuji. I will stop the sharing now.
I think my screen is visible, right, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can see the screen.
So this is the two verses, 5.4.2 and 3, right, Prabhu? Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tadujayat Mudurai Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulangayate Girim Jatkrupatamaham Vande Sri Guru Dinatarine Shunyatam Sakatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Hrudayantastu Abhadrani Vibhunoti Sahutsrutam Nashtaprayeshu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttamaslokir Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Sarvate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Verse number 2. Sorry. Yeah. Verse number 2. Tasya hivai tham vivanna variyasab tasya havai tham vishmanna variyasa bruhat lokina chejasa valin sriyajasasavi virya shobharvyam chapita rishabho idatam nama chakara tasya vaitham vimarsa biriyasa bruhachaloken chesasa balin Sriya yasasa biryam sobharvyam cha Pita Rishava itidam nam chakara. Verse number. Yasya Hindra Sarvidha Spardhamano Bhagavan Irsana Vivarsa Tada Tad Bhavardya Bhagavan Rishavadeva Yogiswara Prahasya Atmajoga Mayaya Swavarsham Ajanavam Nama Abhyabarsat Jasya Hi Indra Spardhanam Bhagavan Varsina Bavarsha Tad Avadharya Bhagavan Rishavadeva Yogeshwara Prahasya Atmajoga Mayaya Savarsham Ajanabham Abhyavarsha. Hare Krishna. So let's go to the purport and synonyms. Word by word meanings and also the synonyms. So let's go to that. The slok number 2. Tasya of him. Hava. Certainly. Ityam thus. Varshamana by the bodily features. Varsasya most exalted. Brihaslokena decorated with all the high qualities of described by the poets. Cha also. Ajasa by powers. Prowess. Balena by strength. Sreya by beauty. Jasasya by fame. Virja Saurabhyam by influence and the heroism. Cha the. Pita, the father, Maharaj Navi, Rishabha, the best, iti, thus, idam, this, nama, name, chakara, gave. When the son of Maharaj Navi became visible, he evinced all good quality described by the great poets, namely, as well-built body with all the symptoms of the Godhead, prowess, strength, beauty, name, fame, influence, and enthusiasm. When the father Maharaj Navi saw all this quality, he thought his son to be the best of human beings or the supreme beings. Therefore, he gave him the name Rishava, purport by Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. To accept someone as God or as incarnation of God, one must observe the symptoms of God in his body. All the symptoms were found in the body of Maharaj Navi. Navi's extraordinarily powerful son. His body was well structured and he displayed all the transcendental qualities. He showed great influence and he could control his mind and senses. Consequently, he was named Rishava, which indicates that he was the supreme living being. Text number 3. Yasya, of whom, he indeed, Indraha, King Indra of heaven, Spardhamanaha, being envious, Bhagavan, very opulent, verse, of Bharata Varsha, na Bhavashra, did not pour water, Tad, that, Avadharya, knowing, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rishabdeva, Yoga Ishwaraha, the Master of all the mystic power, Prahasya, smiling, Atma Yoga Maya, by his own spiritual potency, Swavarsham, of his place, Ajnavham, Ajnava, named, and Avadharayat, he poured water. Translation. Indra, the king of heaven, who is very materially opulent, became envious of King Rishabdev. Consequently, he stopped pouring water on the planet known as Bharatavarsha. At that time, the Supreme Lord Rishabdev, the master of all the mystic power, understood King Indra's purpose and smiled a little. Then, by his own prowesses, through Yogamaya, his eternal potency, he profusely poured water upon his own place, which was known as Ajnava. Purport. We found the word Bhagavan used twice in this verse, both King Indra and Rishabdev. The incarnation of the Supreme Lord, as described in Bhagavan. Sometimes Narada and Lord Brahma are also addressed as Bhagavan. The word Bhagavan means that one who is very opulent and powerful persons like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Narada, or Indra. They are all addressed as Bhagavan due to their extraordinary opulences. King Rishabdev is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord, and therefore he was the original Bhagavan. Consequently, he is described herein as the Yogeshwara, which indicates that he has the most powerful spiritual potency. He is not dependent on King Indra for water. He can supply water himself, and he did not do so in this case. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Yagyat bhavanti prajanna. Due to the performance of Yagya, clouds of the water are manifest in the sky. Clouds and the rainfall are under the manifest management of Indra, the heavenly king. But when Indra is neglectful, the Supreme Lord himself, who is also known as Yajna and Yajnapati, takes the task upon himself. Consequently, there was sufficient rainfall in the place named Ajnava. When Yajnapati wants to, he can do anything without the help of any subordinates. Therefore, the Supreme Lord is known as the Almighty. In the present age of Kali, there will be eventually a great scarcity of water, anabriti, anabristi for the general populace. Due to the ignorance and the scarcity of the yajnik ingredients, which neglect to perform yajnas. Srimad Bhagavatam therefore advises Jagye Sankirtana Praye Jajanti He Sumedhasa. After all, Yajna is meant to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this age of Kali, there is a great scarcity and ignorance. Nonetheless, everyone can perform Sankirtana Jagya. Every family in every society can conduct Sankirtana Jagya at least every evening. In this way, there will be no disturbance or the scarcity of rain. It is essentially for the people in the age to perform the Sankirtana Jagya in order to be materially happy and in advance spiritually. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakhyurunmilitam Jenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Shupadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavansam Sri Rupam Shagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Idam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nitansya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarveshya Kripa Sindhuvaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, the Rishabdev ki jai. So now we are discussing about the Rishabdev, and Prabhuji has described in this previous class about this glories of this quality of Rishabdev earlier. Now, Navi and Merudevi, they blessed with Rishabdev, the son. And now when Navi could see that the opulence of the Lord here, and if you look at, sorry, what happened? Yeah. In this text, particularly, we're describing about how Lord Navi could see the opulence, the symptoms of lordship in the body of Rishabdev. So it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, the qualities of the Lord. There will be 32 qualities, the symptoms that got depicted in his body. There are 32 qualities. I'll not be describing this all these qualities, and some of them are inbuilt, and some of that looks and the external form. And about the 32 qualities, I can see some. Let me tell. That is, first is the Srivasta, the divine coral in the hair of the chest. Kaustuva, the special gem. Srivasta Vaksha, that means the chest bearing the marks of Srivasta. Vajayanti Mala, the garland of the victory. Makara Kundala, the sark-shaped earring. Kiriti, the crown. Earring adorned with flower. Gunja, the botanical name, Avras, and berries necklace. That is, Gunja is berries necklace particularly. Banamala, this flower. The flower garlands, the circ-shaped armlet, and similarly, lot many qualities and mostly charming fingers. The fingers and nails are very charming. Lotus eyes, that is Padmaloshan. Forehead, mark tilak in this lotus, in your forehead. And smiling face, beautiful cheeks, pearl necklace, lovely nose, perfectly shaped rows of teeth, full red lips, beautiful chanting smile, delicate waist, dark blue complexion, peacock feather on the head, beautiful toenails, feet adorned with anklets, three distinct lines in the neck. That's three lines. Rudantam Muhurnetram. If you look at this Jugmam Rujantam, that means if you remember that the glories of Lord Krishna in Damodar Leela, you can see that's three netram, that's three rekhanga kantam, three rekhas. That is the beautiful three distinctive lines in the neck, and finally the lotus feet. So this is about the 32, the external symptoms of the Lord. And if you look at here also, you can see the great symptoms of the Lord. What are the symptoms? He could see the well-built body with the symptoms. And not only with the bodily symptoms, but also with the qualities like power, strength, beauty, name, fame, influence, and enthusiasm. And if you look at the today's world, we just get attracted with any one of these, right? Power. Maybe with power, we get attracted with strength. Sometimes you get attracted with the beauty of somebody. Sometimes you get attracted with the fame, name, right? Influence, right? So this is the attraction. But when the Lord comes with, He comes with all the six opulences. Aschajasya samagrasya jasasasriya, right? Jnanam, Vairagyam, right? These are all the qualities that God get when He comes to this planet. And if you look at the Gargya Muni was describing about the Krishna, and well, before that, well, Krishna came, and he could Devaki and Devaki and Devaki and Vasudev were in the cell, and Krishna, Lord appeared, and with some qualities. And Sukdev Goswami described it beautifully. Tam adbhutam balakam ambujakhnam chaturbhujam sankha gadam adbhutam srivasya laksham galavhi sobakostubham pitambarasa ananda yopabhogyam. What he says beautifully is described. Vasudev then saw the newborn child, who was very wonderful like lotus sweet eyes, and who bore his four hands and the four weapons. What are the four weapons? Sankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma. Sankha means the conch, Chakra, the and Gada and Padma. On his chest was the mark of Srivastav, and his neck were the brilliant Kastuba gem. Dressed in yellow pitambar, his body blackish like a dense cloud. Right? His scattered hair fully, that is curly hair, and fully grown, and his hamlets and the earrings sparkling uncommonly with the valuable gems like Vaidurya. The child decorated with a brilliant belt, armlets, and banjals, and other ornaments appeared very wonderfully. So this is the symptoms Krishna was appearing. And if you look at the Brahma Samhita also described very wonderfully about these symptoms of the Krishna. But here, what Navi could see, Navi could see the qualities as well as the symptoms of in the body, physical appearance of the Lord. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this earth. He came, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. He came to this, the Sachimata as well as, right, to the parents. And when Sachimata could see that there is symptoms in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body, like Sankha Chakra Gada Padma, in the lotus feet, he could see the symptoms. In the chest, she could see the symptoms. In the forehead, she could see. And he called his father, her father, Nilambar. And Nilambar confirmed that it is all the symptoms of the Lord is appearing in the physical, in the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? And Nilambar Pandit, he described, no, this is the incarnation of God, and it is really, we are very fortunate that God is coming to this earth. So similarly, we can see the glories of glorious, the symptoms of the Lord coming in front of Devaki and Vasudev, in front of Sachimata, and now Rishabdev is also coming here, and now we could see the symptoms of God. So not only that, he come with all the qualities, Godhead. So this is the wonderful symptoms that God has incarnated to this earth. Now, along with this, what happened? Because of his bodily structure, he displayed all the transcendental qualities. He showed great influence, and he could control his mind and senses consequently, and he was then preserved. And you cannot, you can think about, because he is the control of this entire world, entire universe, entire the cosmos, right? All the creation is under control, under his control, and it is obvious that he could control his mind, he could control his senses. This is beyond this mind and senses. And if you look at that Bhagavad Gita in 4.6, if you look at the essence of Bhagavan Krishna, what he described about him in 4.6 is he beautifully described himself as, let me go to this. Ajopi son, he says, Ajopi son Abhaya, Atma Bhutana Mishwaropi son, Prakritim Swamadhishtaya Sambhavami Atmamaya. This is the quality of himself, Lord described. What he says, Ajopi son. There are three very important words Lord describe about the incarnation. Ajopi son, that means I am inborn, unborn. Avinasi, Avinasi, Abhay Atma Bhut, Abhay Atma. Now he's talking about Abhay Atma. This is also amazing points. Abhay Atma, Atma means the body which is never get destroyed. Abhay Atma. Definitely, God has the willingness to transform body from different body, but never get destroyed. Abhay Atma. And finally, he says, Bhutanam Isuru Upisan. Bhutanam Ishvara. He is the Iswara, he is the supreme Lord of all the Bhuta. The entire cosmos. He is the Ishvara, Maheshwara. Right? He says himself the Maheshwara in 13th chapter. And now he is saying Bhutanam Ishvara. Now in Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukdev Goswami also described Lord himself, Lord as what? Sriyapati, Jagyapati, Prajapati, Dheyampati, Lokapati, Dharapati. Right? He described as the Pati, that means the Pati, well, that means he is the Iswara of everyone. And from where, and what Krishna says? Some Atmamayaya. Sorry, Atmamayaya. He comes to this universe, Prakritim Samadhisthaya Sambhavami Atmamayaya. And he comes to this universe in every yuga, and out of what? Out of his own energy, own potency. Atmamayaya. Because of the eternal internal potency, he comes out of this internal potency. He takes time and again the birth, and he takes in the form different forms to do what? To give pleasure. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskruta. In the next two verses, he described about his intention. And Rishabdev came here in his form now. And now what happens? And looking at this, Indra, the king of heaven, who is very materially opulent, became envious to King Rishabdev. Now, Indra, we all know, because he is totally engrossed with his desire to retain this Singhasan, Swarga. And if you look at this material world also, Ichha Dvesa Samutvena Dwanda Mohena Bharata. Mastani Sarvabhutani Swargajanti Parantapa. And Indra is not bereft of this, and this is a part and parcels of this Martaloka. And that's why Indra has also got the same quality, enviousness. And because the enviousness comes from what? From the desire. Desire. What is the desire? I want to retain my throne at any cost. And that's why whenever somebody display or maybe demonstrate the power, Indra is the first person who will get totally disturbed and perturbed. He's feeling very anxiety, anxiousness. What will happen to my throne if you get more powerful and will throw me away out from my throne? But here, particularly in the case of Rishabdev, it was very another things happened. What happened? Rishabdev declared, and he was teaching, and he declared himself as the supreme personality of Godhead. Mattopapi atmanam paratparam parasmat sargo apavarga adhipati na kinchit. Esam kinusyatit terena tesam akincananamai bhakti vazam. Mattopi anantam paratparasmat sargo apavarga adhipate na kinchi. Esam kinusyati terena tesham akincanana mai bhakti vazam. He's describing himself as the supreme personality of Godhead. And Rishabdev is saying that I am capable of giving all the pleasure, all the facility to each and everybody, which is been given to, like Indra and Brahma. Right? Indra and Brahma. So when he's describing himself, so what he again says, all the devotees and brahmanas, what they do, they don't get entangled for the material enjoyment, and they come to my shelter. And when he declares this Indra became very, because definitely that is a enviousness. That is also, he was, if you if you look at the during the time of Govardhan Lila, you could see how Indra was perturbed, and he was testing Lord Krishna. Similarly, he get envious in the King Rishabdev. And in consequent, what happened? He stopped giving rain. He's the rain god, and stopped giving rain to the land of Rishabdev. And God has got all the potency to do whatever he likes. He is not dependent. Aham prabhava sarvasha mata sarva pravartate. And it also says that Tatta paratharam nanyat kashyatasti dhananjay. There is nobody beyond me, right? And also he says the entire the cosmos is under my influence, under my supervision. Maya adhyakhaina prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Hetu nanena konteya jagat viparivartate. And Brahmaji described everybody gets the energy of the Lord and they get powerful. The chakyures savita sakala grihanam, right? So from there we can see that all the energy, all the potency, all the power, everything is coming from Krishna. Everything is coming from the Lord Himself. But we are getting power from Him, and what we think that we are more powerful than anybody in this cosmos. And similarly, the tendency of enviousness, the tendency of the cheating, the tendency of getting misguided, and the tendency of being popped off is also coming to all of us from Indra. We have the same tendency. We get popped up. Prabhupada says the problem of this entire cosmos is the one. The entire problem, the biggest problem of the earth is one. What is that? People get popped off easily. Get popped up because of their earning. They get popped up because of their knowledge. They get popped up because of the power. They got popped up because of their influence. So when we get the little of all these things, the power, the energy, we get popped off. Because we all consider ourselves as the mundane body and never as a soul, never as a eternal servant of the Lord. And the similar, the tendency is being displayed and demonstrated by Indra. And Indra was so envious that he stopped giving rain to the Lord. It is like, for example, you're empowered by somebody and you are just offering just peanuts. That means something, that means you are thinking that you are superior to your master. You are thinking, you are serving somebody and you are always feeling that I am superior to my master because I have more quality, better quality than. And what is the demonstration? This is the demonstration is complete ignorance. This is the demonstration, the proof of the ignorance, that how ignorant we are. And that's why, because we are all influenced by the Maya. Maya, aveshita chetasam. So this also they demonstrated by Indra. And what happens? The king Indra's purpose now understood. Lord Rishabdev could understood this is nothing but the mundane affairs of the Indra, and he got anxiety. That is out of fear. The fear comes, Prabhupada writes very beautifully, the origination of the fear comes when we forget Krishna. This is the beginning of the fear. And when we are with Krishna, associated with Krishna, and we are under shelter of Krishna, we have taken the shelter of the lotus feet of the Krishna, the fear goes away. And when fear is always associated with samud bignam, that anxiety, that directly correlated with each other, anxiety. And Indra has got huge amount of anxiety. What will happen to my throne? How can I retain that? And that also get displayed in our own day-to-day life. How can I retain my job? How can I retain my position? How can I retain my all this comfort that I am having in my family? And because of this, always you get in the tendency of anxiety. Sada samudbignam dhyata sadgrihat. Right? And this is the tendency of human being. And Lord describe in Srimad Bhagavad Gita as Mogasha, Moga Karmana, Moga Jnanam Vichitasha. The Chetana, the consciousness moving in the anti-direction, opposite direction. Because what? Rakyasim Asurim Chaiva Prakriti Mohinim Srita. Because we are attracted by this, the demonic qualities of the Prakriti, that's why we always in the tendency of in anxiety and the fear. Mogasha, Moga Karmana, Moga Jnanam Vichitasha. And even that cannot be spared in the quality of Indra also. And that's why Krishna says, A Brahma Bhuvana Loka. The entire, everybody from this level of Brahma to the Indra Kupa, everybody in the same way, somehow they are influenced by the modes of nature. And particularly in the earth, in the age of Kali, there's more influential. And now what happened? The Lord Rishabdev is demonstrating his power. And without being dependent on the Lord, dependent on Indra, he started pouring water in the rain in his own land, Aznav. And here Prabhupada says, the, he quoted about this Bhagavad Gita, Jagyat Bhavanti Prajannat. And in this beautiful verse, what he says, Annad Bhavanti Bhutani Prajannat Anna Shambhava. Annad Bhavanti Bhutani. The Bhut, that means the earth is surviving because of the Anna, because of the grain, food grains. And how the food grains, we can generate food grains through water. Water is the essence, the essential item for the food grain production, right? And when water stops, and what he says, Annat bhavanti bhutani, prajannat anna shambhava. And anna is possible because of the rain. And now he says, Jagyat bhavanti prajanma. And rain is coming, is the outcome of the yajna. Yajna karmat samudbhava. And yajna is the essence part of this, our duties, prescribed duties. I remember in the 1978, there was a drought in my district, and it was a consequent 3 years drought. 78, 79, and 80s. This 3 years was a drought, and we are not having any irrigation system. And I remember as a child how we used to go each and every day to the Harinam Kirtan. Every place, every village, village to village, village to village. And used to go Harinam Kirtan everywhere. And because that is the description, that is the prescription of the Kali Yuga. And here Prabhupada says, in the age of Kali particularly, there will be scarcity of water. And because of the scarcity, will not be producing the sufficient grain because there will be lack of rains. And why it is happening? This consequence of people are not following the prescribed duty and they are not offering their seva to the Lord Vishnu. And in the entire chapter 3, it is described about the duty of the human being. What should we do? Jagyartha, right? For the sake of yajna, we should do the duty. But here we forget what to do because we are only concerned about the sense gratification, right? Sorry. Jagyad. So, since we are not giving the importance, since we are not giving importance for the Jagya, Haritoshanam, Sansruti Haritoshanam, because we are not inclined to please Hari, that's why we are always engaged in Krishna instead of Krishna consciousness in the sense consciousness, consciousness. How can I get better in my ahara nidra bhayamaithunancha? That is the only way that we are engaged with. Now, what Krishna says? Now, Krishna is saying that means everything should be offered to Lord. Jat karoshi, jad ashnoshi, jad guhyosi, dadasi, jat tapasveshi tu konti, tat kuru tat madarpanam. Like in the age of Kali, it is very difficult to perform yajna. This is consisting of the pure your fire. The fire should be enlightened by the pure Brahmanical your mantras. The fire should be offered with pure ghee, all the woods. Everything has to be there in the proper sense, proper way. But in the ways of Kali, it is very, very easy. Parama Karuna Pahuduhi Jana, Go Nitai Gaura Chandra. With the ultimate mercy, Parama Karuna, the ultimate, they are going to give the benedictions with ultimate Karuna. Who? Nitai Gaura Chandra. And they have come to this earth, and especially in the age of Kali, to liberate or deliver all of us with their wonderful name, Nama Sankirtana. Nama Sankirtana Prai Jajanti Yeshumedhasha. And with his mercy, what happened? The Harinam is getting distributed all across the world. And it is the Juga Dharma. Kalikale Nama Binu Nahi Ara Dharma. Sarva Mantra Sara Hi Sarva Sastra Marma. This is the ultimate essence of all the Sastras. This is the ultimate, the essential mantra of all the Vedic mantras. And this is the only dharma of the Kali Yuga. Kali Kale Nama Binu Nahi Ara Dharma. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu repeatedly, time and again, he has given this instruction. Harin Nama Namibhya Kevalam Kalo Nasteva Gatiranyata. And in this wonderful pastime in Sanatan Goswami, he was giving the same teaching, Harin Nama Namibhya Kevalam in Kasi. And when Sanatan Goswami came to Jagannath Puri after many years, and he had an association of 1 year with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, again he described the same, Harin Nama Ibhya Kevalam. And he wonderfully says that when you are chanting the holy name of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you'll get the nectar of the Prema, Krishna Prema. And in this particular pastime, it described wonderfully. Even the body is not yours, right? The body is not yours. Your body, I have got all the rights on your body, and you don't have any rights on your body. Similarly, all the human body, like your body, my body, everybody's physical human body, what happens? It is the original property of the Lord. And if it is qualified, the body is qualified. If I are qualified, if as a soul, as the eternal soul of the Lord, and we establish ourselves in the constitutional position, in the Swarup, the Lord gives this benediction of fulfilling a purpose of this particular body. And here also he says, he'll be establishing the Harinam all over the world. And that will be starting from in Mathura and Vrindavan. So here he instructed, Harin Nama Ibhya Kevalam. Jagge Sankirtana Prai Jajanti Sumedhasha. It is described here, Prabhupada described here. Jagya means to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this age of Kali, there is a great scarcity and ignorance. Because of this, because we forget who am I, because we forget who we are, Krishna bhuliya ji bhagavancha kare, atay maya tare japutiya dhare. The moment we forget Krishna, what that? Maya, the three modes of the Maya will empower us. And we fall down and down and down and down further. And there we only do Mogasha Moga Karmana. And we forget who our real identity is. That's why Prabhupada says in the very first, in the introduction itself in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Swarup. The primary job of the human being is to identify himself, to establish himself or establish herself in the Swarup. And how that is possible? That can only be possible by discharging devotional service to the Lord. Very simple terms he described. The only things that the primary thing, the first level is to establish yourself in the Swarup. And the Swarup is what? Jiver Swarup Hoy Krishna Nityadas. And in the next line, Prabhupada says, this is only possible when you are discharging ourselves and engaging ourselves in the devotional service of the Lord. This can only be possible. And what is the way, this only sublime and transcendental and easiest and the simplest way of discharging in devotional service is to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And here also Prabhupada says, only Hare Krishna Mahamantra is deliverance. And Prabhupada, that's why the only motive, Prabhupada's motive is to establish the Hare Krishna mantra, to distribute the Harinam to all over the world, right? That's why in 11 years, 14 times all across the world, 108 temples. And one objective that he was having to have the devotees family in the nook and corner of the world, so that people looking at the devotee families, they will be attracted, influenced, and they start chanting the holy name. That's why this is the objective of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. And when we are doing that, the earth will be in balance. We are serving the purpose of the Lord, creating a balanced society, beautiful society, harmony society. Otherwise, it will not be possible. Otherwise, everywhere there will be chaos, disturbance, hinsa, and you can see that. And particularly in the years of Kali, it will be more disturbing. And going forward, Prabhupada mentioned here in the Srimad Bhagavatam, from Srimad Bhagavatam, there will be no rain. There will be huge amount of, that means the sunlight will come and will burn the earth. It is described uh, about this age, in particularly Kimbadanti, we called it Kimbadanti of Jagannath Puri. It described how the world will be seeking position towards the end of the Kali. There will be no rain for years and years together. And the sun will be coming very closer to the earth, and it will be very burning everybody. There will be the positions of Kali. It is described, right? And this is a very grievous situation. And unless we are aware about this, particularly Sansiddhi Haritoshanam and Jaggesham Kirtana Prai, only Harinam, Harinama, Harinavibhya Kevalam, and we are not aware about this and not practice this, it will be a very difficult situation to live altogether for the future. And that's why for the people in this age to perform the Sankirtan Jagya in order to be materially happy and to advance spirituality. It is both way. And also, if you look at the material happy, that means you are always in peace, always in with chanting. Nasti buddhi ajuktasya nacha ajuktasya bhavana. And Krishna himself described, if you're not associated, there will be no intelligence. There will be no emotional attachment. And without emotional attachment, there will be no peace. And without peace, how can we expect happiness? And what is the best way of being associated with Krishna is to chant the holy name of the Lord each and every time. That's what we understand, Krishna consciousness. Right? And this is the incarnation of Rishabdev. And Rishabdev, we understood, he has given an amazing the cultural shift for all of us by describing the objective of the life, by highlighting the objective of his of particular human life to his son and the Bharat Varsha. They established the cultural shift altogether, and it became Krishna Parayan, Bhagavat Parayan, Narayan Parayan. This is the culture of Vasudeva Kutumbakam has come from these teachings. With this, I'm concluding the session, Prabhu. And anybody has got anything to add, or maybe any question that we have, we can take it further.
Thank you very much, Arjuna Sakha Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. First of all, at the outset, thank you very much for accepting the class with such a short notice. Really, my full obeisances at your lotus feet, Prabhuji. Thank you. And Prabhuji, I think it was a very nice class. You beautifully described about the glorious attributes of Lord Rishabhadeva, and also you described about the importance of Sankirtana Yajna and how Lord Rishabhadeva used the Yogama potency and then brought rain to the Bharata Varsha. And also you mentioned about the three aspects of the Lord. Then you finally connected that with the Sankirtana Yajna and how important it is for us to do Sankirtana Yajna to carry forward the mission of Lord Chaitanya and fulfill the vision of Srila Prabhupada. So, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. It was a very nice class overall. Devotees may please unmute the line and share your comments or questions that you may have.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhu. I actually like the statement which you said that, fear actually comes due to forgetfulness of Krishna. That's a very important, it's a very deep-rooted statement, actually speaking. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Prabhu, you said Rishabhadev will have the Trivatsa mark. It is Krishna himself has come as Rishabhadev.
There's the incarnation of Lord Vishnu.
Yeah.
Right, Mataji. And I was describing about the Srivasha for Lord Krishna. I was describing this 32 qualities as described by Sukdev Goswami for the Lord.
Yes, that is for the Krishna, but
for Krishna, yeah.
That's how we differentiate between
Rishabhadev and correct, Mataji.
So Rishabhadev will not have the mark, no Prabhu.
Yeah.
Srivatsa mark will not be there.
Correct, Mataji. Because Tubamanis and Srivasha was missing, Mataji.
Missing, okay. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
I was describing about the qualities of Lord Krishna, and the 32 qualities that are described was for Krishna.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And there is a wonderful, that if you read this particular verse, that is Canto 10, chapter 3, verse number 9 and 10, 10.3.9 and 10. This is how described by Sukdev Goswami about Lord, while Krishna was coming. Krishna was there. Tam Adbhutam Balakam. Yeah, that you can refer to that, Mataji.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you.
Prabhuji, what are the two signs you said, Prabhuji? One is Kaustubha mark will not be there. And what is the other one, Prabhuji?
Srivasha.
Srivatsam. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mataji.
I have one question, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Prabhu.
The Indra, who actually performed, interacted with Lord Krishna in Dwapara Yuga, is called Purandara, right, Prabhuji? Who actually brought furious rain in Vrindavan, and then Lord Krishna lifted Govardhan. Lord performed the Govardhana pastime. His name is Purandara, am I right, Prabhuji?
Correct, Prabhu.
And the Indra who actually stopped the rain to Rishabhadev or to Bharatavarsha, is it also, he's also same Indra or is it different Indra, Prabhuji? Purandara, is he also Purandara or is it a different one, Prabhuji?
No, I don't have that idea, Prabhu. Particularly, I need to check it. If you can find out, please let me know. And also, I need to check, Prabhu. Because the time frame of the Indra is different, right? And even in Purandar, that pastime was different from this, because this happened in the Satya Yuga. And I need to check, Prabhu, about this name of this Indra particularly.
Okay, Prabhu. Normally, I think the life of Indra is one, what is that, Prabhu? Is it one Manvantara or one day of Brahma, Prabhuji?
One Manvantara, Prabhu. I'll check with you, Prabhu, what is the name of the Indra, and I'll update.
Okay, Prabhuji, okay. The real question I have or had is Prabhuji. Indra is also, great devotee of Lord. And when such, great personalities become envious of the Lord, and normal mortals like me who are just practicing, sadhana bhakti, we also get envious by looking at other devotees. May not be at the Lord, but by looking at the other devotees who are doing better sadhana or better service than us. How to remove or how to eliminate this quality of enviousness, Prabhuji?
Yeah, Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Antalila chapter 5, Prabhu, while discussing with Haridas Thakur and Sanatan Goswami together, he says a very wonderful point, Prabhu. Unless one transcendent from the tamasic and rajasic, particularly these 2 points, Prabhu, tamasic and rajasic mode of nature, you cannot establish yourself in devotional service. And not saying that you cannot start. He's saying that you cannot be in the Naistik Bhav. What does it mean to us? It means, even in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha Manmana Mat Upashrita. Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Bhuta Mat Bhavam Agata. That he says, in the past, there are many saints, the knowledge of saints, and also the tapasvi, they could come to me, they could begot this my bhava because of this what? Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha. And Raga, Bhaya, and Krodha, this is the symptoms of what? The influence of material, two very important material mode. One is the Rajasic and Tamasic. Bhaya is Tamasic. Raga, attachment, is Rajasic. Krodha is Tamasic. Right, Prabhu? So, unless we transcended from this two particularly and start engaging in this Sattva, we cannot establish ourselves in the devotional service. And if you look at the Rajasic quality has to be there as a warrior for the king, Indra. No doubt he's been given the empower as the Indra, the king of the Swarga. But along with this, he is also given the power of the mode of nature. That's why he is becoming, he's got the good quality of administration. And without the good quality of administration, Rajasic quality cannot demonstrate that kingdom, to rule the kingdom. That is required. But he's doing is serving the Lord, serving the purpose of the Lord. And God is giving him this quality also. Similar to the Brahma also. But as a devotee, that's why it said very beautifully, Nadeva Banada. Bhagavad Gita says, this power is given, not even, that cannot be understood. You cannot understand. Deva and Danava, they cannot understand Krishna. But we are so fortunate. We're so fortunate that we got the potency to understand Krishna. That's Arjuna says, I understood this. I understood this. It is not given in 10.14 in Bhagavad Gita. He says, this benefit is not given to Deva and Danava, but it is given to the human being, to me, to all of us. And how to do that? The only way is to take shelter of Harinam. And that is beautifully described in Chaitanya Charitamrita Prabhu. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that Harin Nam, Jugadharma, Harin Nam, Keval Harin Nam. In the age of Kali, the only Harinam, because if you look at this surrender, in the age of Kali, we cannot take full surrender to the Lord, because somehow this way or that way we'll be fearful. We cannot take complete surrender to the Lord. Everything is going goody-goody, you are taken shelter. You cannot take shelter. When you are in disturbed condition, you are somehow disturbed physically, financially, that you will tend to be taking shelter of the Lord. Then moment things get better and you are becoming comfortable, your surrender will go away. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very well knew this. So what is the best way? To take shelter of Harinam. Taking shelter of Harinam is easy because each and every moment your Harinam is more merciful even. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Namabinu Kali Kale Nahi Aradharma. Developing the unflinching faith on the Harinam. Developing the unflinching, that means a inclination to the Harinam. That is the only way that we can move away or transcendent from this three mode of nature. And we can get rid of enviousness. But who can take this name? That is also a wonderful point. That is a correlation. You asked me, that means how can I not be envious? And the moment you understand that my position is really precarious, and you introspect properly, analyze each and every moment, what is my real condition? I don't have any identity. Suppose I am leaving this body and tomorrow what will happen? No, I don't know. Do I have any control on this? No, I don't have any control. So what is the only thing that I can do? Just fold your hand and take shelter of Harinam. And when only will take the Trinadapi Sunichena Tarurapi Sahishnana, when you understand the real situation, very difficult situation, then only we can be very fearful, be alert, the sincere and serious, and you understand the consequence, what the consequence could be, then only you'll become serious on taking Harinam. And that's how we'll be serious in chanting. And Harinam will empower us, not only empower us, but also the cleansing will happen. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mashira will be cleansed. Though it is and for that we need to have lots of tolerance and patience, bro. This is very much required. Titikshavaha Karunika. The tolerance is very much required. That's why very early, very beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Lord says, Matras Parsastu Konteya Situsna Sukha Dukkhata. Agama Apayanu Nityam Tam Titikshava Bharata. And we need to develop that quality, tolerance. Trinada Pishani Chena Tarurapi Sahistuna. But always thinking my current position, the real position, introspecting. Tattenu kampasu samikhyamano bhunjanivam atmakrit vipakam. I'm suffering. I'm always suffering. I've been suffering. And if I'll continue to suffer, if I don't do this, we should be we should be always very cautious and think about the consequence in each and every moment. Tattenu kampasu samikhyamano. Then only it'll be serious about the Harinam, serious about devotee association, serious about this Nam's Jagya, serious about hearing the glories of the Lord. And this will be giving us the way and right way as well as the approach toward life. And this is the only way. Nasteva, 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 Gatiranyata. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for a wonderful explanation.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. We have seen in different occasions Indra becoming anxious and doing. Is it the same Indra does or a different Indras, Prabhu?
Mataji, whether same Indra or different Indra, the name may be different, but the quality is the same.
Yes.
Right? It does not matter, Mataji. Okay. But they, as a human being, as a Devata, they got the tendency of anxiety. And the anxiety is always influence of your desire, material desire, to retain your position.
Yes.
And this is the quality of this three entire Martyalok. Martyalok means is this where birth and death will happen. And this is the quality, this is a basic quality. Sada samudbigdam dhyata sadgrihat. Because beholding the untruth, beholding the imaginary thing, and that's why what we are doing, we are living in imaginary world, and that's why we're always in anxiety, mode of anxiety. What will happen to my family? What will happen to my earning? What will happen to my establishment? What will happen to? And this is how we are also suffering. And the Indra, it is not spared to Indra even.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna devotees, thank you very much for your attention and being with us for this class. Thank you, Arjuna Sakha Prabhu. I think we can end today's session with Vaishnava Pranam.
Vanchakalpataruvesha kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Sisi Jagannath Swami ki jai. Baladev Subhadramai ki jai. Guru Gauranga ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to assembled devotee, all glories to assembled devotee, all glories to assembled devotee. Hare Krishna.
Anantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Ki jai.
Thank you, devotees. We will meet again tomorrow morning, Krishna willing. I will end the Zoom session now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.